Have you ever wondered what would happen if you discovered that the biggest obstacle to achieving your dreams isn't out there, but inside your own mind? What if I told you that you possess a powerful weapon, but you're letting it rust? Get ready, because in the next 10 minutes, you'll understand why your mind is the key to transforming your life, and how mastering it can take you to places you never thought possible. Let's go, because this journey starts now. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. When you put aside your phone, computer, and all modern distractions, which of course are useful, your mind is the only resource left when you face depression, challenging moments, or the pain of loss. In real life, there's no Google to save you. You're alone. You might have a therapist or a close friend, but at the end of the day, there are 24 hours where you're face to face with your thoughts, and they speak to you in various ways, trying to control you and pull you in different directions. If you don't master your own mind and it masters you, you're lost. You need to tell your brain where you want to go, how you want to get there, and what path to follow. You need to take control, otherwise you're doomed to fail. In my case, the question was, how am I going to make this work? And the only answer I knew was hard work. It was what I always heard. You have to put in the effort, you have to give it your all. I couldn't understand a text, I couldn't memorize what I read to pass a test or join the military. I'd read it again and still not understand. So I started writing down everything I did, rewriting it over and over until finally I got it. I couldn't swim, my body naturally sank. I went back and tried again and again until I finally succeeded. I realized that if I kept pushing, my mind would say, all right, let's figure this out, because he's not going to quit. It was like I'd say, I'll try one more time, and my mind would respond, all right, let's go. I gave myself no way out, and my mind understood, all right, we'll adapt and overcome. Many people say they're trying, but the mind knows. It can tell when someone's lying, when there's no truth behind their words. When I was in Navy SEAL training, people would ask, how did you last 18 months? The program is only 6 months long. You went through 3 hell weeks in 1 year. No one's ever done that. How did you do it? I talk about the new normal. When I lived in a place that cost $7 a month place, and I was growing up for a short period of time, I loved it. I don't know, any different. That was my norm. Once we moved down that place, we moved to $236 a month place. I thought, I never want to go back to that small place. But if you go back to that $7 place, your mind says, all right, this is home. So when I was in Navy SEAL training for 18 months, facing the same hardships repeatedly, I told myself, this is my new normal. My body was breaking down, but I knew that's how things would be. My mind understood, this is our new normal, and so it grew stronger. People ask, how did you run with broken feet, with stress fractures? My mind knew that's how we operated. In Navy SEAL training, that was our normal. I gave myself no way out. There was nothing beyond those walls of hell. I became the devil, the boss, the owner, the CEO of Navy SEAL training. That was my mindset, and that's how you overcome things. You immerse yourself completely in the situation, become part of it, and leave no way out. When I weighed 300 pounds and was trying to become a Navy SEAL, the scariest thing to me was thinking that could be the rest of my life. I thought I was giving it my all, but years later, I realized I wasn't even close. I had no idea what it truly meant to try hard until I became obsessed with it. People hear my story and think, this guy's sadistic. But I understand how the mind works. I was a scared kid, and that gave me strength. I had no foundation, but I built all of this by studying the mind. The feeling you get is invincibility. You realize you can do things many people can't, but aren't willing to try. When you're sitting at 3:30 or 4 in the morning, taping up your feet because they're broken, and you know you're about to face one of the hardest trainings in the world, you can use that as fuel. If you look at it as, I'm hurt, but I'm still here, fighting, it gives you immense power. When things get really tough, your brain doesn't think about anger or revenge. It says, we have to keep going. Anger fades when you're suffering because your mind is focused on survival. To find your true passion, you have to dig deep. It's not something someone can give you. For me, my passion was serving my country, being someone I could be proud of. I was so disappointed in myself that I knew I had to change. Many people want to find peace first, but I found peace at the end of the journey after going through trials, suffering, and accountability. Accountability is suffering. It's hard, but it's necessary. Even in the smallest details, you need to hold yourself accountable for doing what's right for yourself and those around you. When I was 297 pounds and working for Ecolab, spraying for cockroaches and making $1,000 a month, I thought that was my 100% potential. It wasn't until years later that I realized I wasn't even close. I had no idea what was inside me until I started truly trying hard. I mean, really trying hard, where you're obsessed with the idea that this is your new normal. People hear my story and think, this guy's crazy, but I've figured out how the brain works. I was a scared kid with no foundation, and I built this by studying the mind. The feeling you get is invincibility. You realize you can do things most people can't, but aren't willing to do. When you're sitting there at 3:30 in the morning, duct taping your broken feet, and you know you're about to face one of the hardest trainings in the world, you can feed off that. If you look at it as, I'm broken, but I'm still here, fighting, it gives you power. But if you look at it as, I'm broken, I can't do this, you'll fail. Your mind knows when you're lying. It knows when you're not giving it your all. That's why you have to dig deep, down to the mineral soil, where nothing can burn you. You have to find that core, that soul, and you won't find it unless you spend time with what you want to be in life. For me, my passion was serving my country. I wanted to be someone I was proud of. I was so disappointed in myself that I knew I had to change. Many people want to find peace first, but I found peace on the other side of suffering. You don't find peace first. You find it after going through trials, tribulations, and accountability. Accountability is suffering. It's hard, but it's necessary. Even in the smallest details, you need to hold yourself accountable for doing what's right for yourself and those around you.